Apparently, John Taffer's a fraud. Let's see why.
Call me! Financially! You want the bad side of me? Now you're gonna get it!
A man storms into a bar like Zeus with a Bluetooth headset. Glass shatters, menus fly, someone is crying in the walk-in freezer. And at the center of it all stands John Taffer, veins bulging, voice cracking, screaming about raw chicken like it personally betrayed him. This is how America met him. Not as a consultant, not as a businessman.
Even as her business fell apart around her, Karen maintained her seat at the bar.
But as a human fog.
Bro, this show, I don't know if you niggas seen this show. This Bar Rescue. I'm sorry I didn't give an update. I'm expecting you already know if you click the video. But boy, these restaurant owners used to be terrible. Or bar owners. These need to be getting drunk and $200,000 worth of debt. Like, what?
Torn in a blazer. For over a decade, John Taffer was sold to us as the last adult in the room, the alpha of hospitality, the guy who would scream failing bars back into profitability. Bar Rescue wasn't just a show, it was a fantasy.
Yelling at every damn body.
A fantasy where yelling is leadership, humiliation is mentorship, and every problem...
Don't you have something to drink or something?
I'm working. It's called networking.
...can be fixed with a new POS system and a slightly darker shade of paint. And for a while, it worked. Or at least it looked like it worked. Bars reopened, owners hugged, revenues allegedly tripled. Cue inspirational music. Cue John pointing aggressively at a clipboard.
Or Hell's Kitchen.
No morals, no ethics.
Kitchen Nightmares.
The message was clear. Chaos exists because weak people exist, and John Taffer is here to cure them.
And here's our security guy.
The only one.
The holy John Taffer.
Sick.
But yelling is a terrible long-term business model. Eventually, people stop listening. And once the shouting fades, all that's left is the math, the ethics, and the receipts. And John Taffer has plenty of receipts, lawsuits, controversies, industry backlash, viral clips that aged like milk, a public image.
But who don't? You know what I'm saying? Like, Kitchen Nightmares, just sorry to compare it again, but, you know, Gordon Ramsay had a lot of failed restaurants in them bitches after he revitalized them, huh? So
that slowly shifted from tough love genius.
They're not even operating a bar in there. This is chaos.
To angry uncle yelling at clouds. This is the story of how a bar savior became a punchline, how bar science turned into bar theater, and how a man who built a career on rescuing others couldn't quite rescue his own reputation. Before John Taffer became a walking decibel meter on cable television,
Let's stop this. She's hitting her.
he was something far less memeable. A guy behind a bar learning the business the hard way. Born in 1954 in Great Neck, New York, Taffer entered the nightlife world in the early 1970s, an era when bars weren't Instagrammable concepts, but smoky cash machines that lived or died by vibes, volume, and whether the bartender skimmed from the till.
Look at this, Russ. Karen is sitting at the end of the bar, ringing a bell for drinks.
He started bartending in West Hollywood in 1973 while moonlighting as a drummer, because of course he did. It was the 70s. Everyone was either in a band or lying about being in a band.
My wife was like, why don't we call it O-Face?
By the late 70s and early 80s, Taffer moved from pouring drinks to managing nightclubs in Los Angeles, eventually taking control of bar operations at the legendary Troubadour. This is where his worldview hardened.
Playing on iPhone? Now you can play Unlocked on PC with Google Play Games. Unlock bigger...
Staff will steal if you let them. Systems matter more than feelings, and chaos is the enemy of profit.
I believe that you could do this.
John turns money pits.
Clean the place out.
In 1989, he opened his first bar as an owner, crossing from employee to entrepreneur and cementing the idea that he wasn't just yelling from the sidelines. He'd been in the trenches. His reputation grew quietly. In the 1990s, Taffer helped develop the NFL Sunday Ticket, permanently linking bars, football, and drunk people screaming at televisions. It was a genuinely smart innovation, positioning him as someone who understood not just hospitality,
But this is the worst trailer I've ever seen.
but consumer behavior. By the 2000s, he was president of the Nightclub and Bar Media Group, running trade shows, publishing industry magazines, and branding himself as a thought leader long before he became a TV character.
You guys ready for some chops?
You notice there's no customers in this place?
Then came the perfect storm. The late 2000s recession crushed small businesses, bars were closing nationwide, and reality
2008,
TV had
it is
discovered
when the
that
Great Depression
audiences
started.
loved watching experts fix other people's failures. Gordon Ramsay was already screaming in kitchens. America was primed for a bar version. In 2011, Bar Rescue premiered on Spike TV, and John Taffer stepped into the spotlight armed with decades of experience and a personality engineered for confrontation.
This show used to have me in a chokehold. I ain't gonna lie. This, Kitchen Nightmares, and Finding Bigfoot. If you watched Finding Bigfoot, you know what I'm talking about.
The audience loved it. The formula
On
was
1,000
simple.
Ways to Die.
Failing bar,
Facts.
broken owner,
Catfish
explosive
shit.
entrance,
Well, it's not about
emotional
me.
breakdown, dramatic makeover.
You better not take that shot, Amanda. Are you serious? Are you serious?
Taffer became the
what
face
she
of
was in.
discipline in a culture that equated confidence with competence. He wasn't just fixing bars, he was selling certainty in an uncertain economy, and people bought it. The problem with building your brand on absolute authority is that the moment you're wrong, you're not slightly wrong, you're exposed. John Taffer's first cracks didn't come from casual viewers. They came from the people who actually work behind bars.
Her head hits that concrete. You're out of business. That's assault. If she got hurt, she could sue you.
The ones who know the difference between mezcal and mescaline. The ones who don't think screaming is leadership. By the mid-2000s, something shifted. Bar Rescue was still airing. The ratings were fine. The yelling was louder than ever. But credibility started leaking out through the seams.
Gave them an ultimatum and left. That was my first night. Totally unproductive.
In 2014, the show crossed a line even reality TV struggled to defend. In the episode later pulled from circulation, a bar owner was shown making sleazy comments toward Taffer's wife, Nicole, triggering a nuclear on-camera meltdown. Drinks were thrown, shirts were ripped. The moment was framed as righteous fury. Then came the lawsuit. The owner, Dr. Paul Wilkes, alleged the confrontation had been staged. According to court filings, producers encouraged him to flirt aggressively for drama, while Taffer allegedly watched off camera before storming in. Wilkes
That's a bit odd, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I know shit used to be like scripted. I hate when I see shit that's scripted. Like, I do. Like, people be like, and some people, I think on the internet I've seen, they be like, if the prank is not real, but it's entertaining, like, that's good enough for me. Let's stop doing real pranks. No. Why the fuck would that be entertaining? Why would I want to see something that is fake if I know it's fake? That shit don't entertain me. I don't know how it entertains anybody else if you know it's fake. If all these reactions are fake, you're not interested. It's like, oh, I'm watching a skit. Nigga, go watch a movie. Watch a fake movie of somebody flirting with another nigga's girlfriend if you want to see that.
claimed Taffer assaulted him on camera, throwing drinks, tearing clothing, swinging at him, turning bar science into something closer to professional wrestling with
Swinging
liquor
on him.
licenses.
You beat the hell out of that girl on purpose?
Which, apart from being inappropriate, could lead to a lawsuit.
The case was later settled
Yo,
privately in
absolutely.
arbitration. The episode quietly disappeared. No explanation,
Your health deserves more than guesswork. At Prenuvo, our whole body MRI
They just
stands for
promote
hundreds of
any damn
conditions.
thing to me.
no clarification, just erased.
Prenuvo.
That wasn't the end. In 2016, Taffer gave a Huffington Post interview that detonated his credibility overnight. He claimed tequila, because it's related to mezcal, could have hallucinogenic properties similar to mescaline. Yes,
Mezcal.
that mescaline. According to Taffer, tequila might make you talk to someone who's not there.
Tell me why I want to stay, Mac.
I don't know why the hell you're still here.
Tequila ain't never
The
made me say
bartending
no-
world
no shit like that.
exploded. Mixologists, spirits historians, and anyone with a basic understanding of chemistry mocked the claim relentlessly. Twitter lit up. Articles dissected it. The Huffington Post corrected the piece, but the
Turned on
damage
my
was
nigga.
permanent. Within days, a Facebook group called Bartenders Against John Taffer amassed thousands of members. Memes spread. Screenshots circulated. The narrative snapped into place. This wasn't misunderstood expertise. It was loud confidence untethered from facts. Bartenders began scrutinizing everything. His tipping advice, his disdain for shift drinks, his claim that the old-fashioned was underrated. The consensus was brutal. Taffer didn't understand modern bar culture and didn't respect the people who actually keep bars running. Taffer doubled down.
I do
he said,
believe at a certain point with anything, you gotta adjust and learn new stuff because any industry over the years changes. But I understand John Taffer. It just said that nigga John Taffer 71. He probably started that shit when he was like 50 something. I know I've talked to hella old niggas. You talked to hella old niggas. Them niggas not changing their ways.
Were snobby bartenders. His rules were for owners, not staff.
After John Taffer rescued Badlands, our sales increased. We had a lot more customers.
The subtext was clear. I'm right, you're emotional. That logic works on cable TV. It collapses online. That same year, a former employee filed a lawsuit accusing Taffer of discriminatory hiring practices, alleging he favored young, attractive women and fostered a sexist workplace culture. The allegations were never adjudicated in a public trial, but the optics clashed violently with the image he sold on television. Headlines followed. TMZ picked it up. The Wrap covered it. The disciplinarians suddenly looked undisciplined. Bar owners began speaking out too. Online, a pattern surfaced. Descriptions of rescues being rolled back, concepts quietly abandoned, bars that didn't survive long term. Reddit threads questioned the show's effectiveness. YouTube videos asked whether bar rescue was fake. Not conspiratorially,
Apparently
but
it was,
analytically.
shit.
Still, Taffer kept yelling.
Mark, I wonder why he isn't spending more time here, at least to back up his fiancée.
Then came 2021. On Fox News, discussing COVID-era labor shortages, Taffer compared unemployed restaurant workers to
who trains military dogs, Laura, and they only feed a military dog at night because a hungry dog is an obedient dog.
Hungry dogs. He said a hungry dog is an obedient dog, implying that cutting benefits would force workers back. The clip went nuclear.
It's just
Twitter,
rich nigga talking,
Reddit,
bro.
Instagram,
Niggas got money.
YouTube, major headlines everywhere. This wasn't niche backlash, it wasn't bartenders, it was everyone. People who had never seen Bar Rescue now knew John Taffer as the guy who compared workers to animals. Newsweek covered it, Business Insider covered it, Variety covered it, fans announced boycotts, memes turned vicious. And when it emerged that Taffer's own businesses had accepted pandemic relief loans, the hypocrisy sealed the narrative. He apologized.
Rich niggas, they want to flex it until it's time for them to get something from the government like everybody else.
Within 48 hours.
Now he being a good
called
dog,
it a
I
terrible analogy. Said he regretted it. It didn't matter. The fantasy collapsed. John Taffer wasn't the bar savior anymore. He was a case study. An ego, reality TV distortion.
Let me ask you a question. How busy is the other place right now?
It's not that busy.
Why the hell weren't you here?
And what happens when a persona built on domination collides with a culture that's moved on. John Taffer didn't just lose viewers, he lost relevance. The world changed, the industry evolved, and the thing that once made him watchable became the reason people tuned out. Bar Rescue sells control in an era that no longer worships it. Its philosophy rests on outdated assumptions.
Good job, guys, good job. When I see John, I was feeling very nervous and apprehensive and scared of what's gonna happen next.
That fear
used to have
creates
them
excellence.
for
That
real.
humiliation builds
John used to have them niggas shook, bro.
loyalty. And that authority
Apparently
must be
it was all them
loud to be
scripts.
real. In the 2010s, that read as tough love. In the 2020s, it reads as workplace abuse with dramatic lighting.
What the fuck?
Bar science.
They gonna show me fucking Eve.
Okay, they're
That one is
rolling.
crazy
What the
though.
hell are you doing? Why do you look at her and say you do?
Clean your bar, track inventory, don't poison customers. These aren't revelations, they're the bare minimum.
He is saying at the bare minimum, but that's the same nigga with that bullshit ass them lamb chops and the tattoo on his face. It is the bare minimum to keep your shit clean and not have rats in your shit, but I don't know. Now I'm like confused on how real everything was because a lot of these bars was fucking disgusting. Them shits look like years of disgustingness. So I'm pretty sure he didn't get them to not clean up for years, you know? But that him sending his wife up to get flirted with and then go be the hero is kind of weird.
As bar culture shifted toward creativity,
But that nigga shit's
sustainability, and staff well-being,
Lamb
Taffer's
chops.
owner-first worldview began to feel not just old-fashioned, but hostile. The rescue model itself is structurally flawed. The show treats failing bars as systems problems, when many are doomed by location, debt, or broader economic forces.
And I feel like some of that's true for some of the places, but a lot of the time them bitches, the owners, if you've seen Bar Rescue, which you probably have since you clicked this video, then a lot of them owners was stupid as fuck drinking, had terrible customer service. The drinks was filled with like the beer was coming out warm. They was inaccurate pouring shots. It was rats in the bag. They food was freezer burned. They mixing salmonella with fucking steak. Like, bro, like it's this like Bar Rescue is, I guess to a certain extent, scripted, but it's not. A lot of this shit not a majority of them bitches will not location.
New concept doesn't fix a broken foundation. It just gives it branding, and audiences noticed. Online platforms did what cable never could. They slowed everything down, rewatched the meltdowns, questioned the edits, compared outcomes. The illusion cracked. Taffer stopped looking like a savior and started looking like an actor repeating the same beats. And once the persona slipped, there wasn't much underneath to replace it. The Fox News comments weren't an anomaly. They aligned too cleanly with his long-standing contempt for labor, excuses, and vulnerability.
Equipment issues. I know the staff training issues, and I know the issues with Mark and Ozzy. It's time to shut this down.
The mask didn't fall. It fit. What once looked like tough love
Bro, they keep showing this nigga with
mask didn't fall. It fit. What once looked like
what is this? He need to I don't know what he need to do. He done been through some hard shit, man. He need to cut that shit off.
Tough love curdled into something
Life's
uglier.
been hard. You don't
A
need to look
belief
like
that
Abraham
pressure
Lincoln, man.
justifies
Cut that shit off.
cruelty. Bar
Your
Rescue
face
still
tattoos.
exists, but it
He's
feels
not
like
pulling no
television
hoes.
from another
I know he not.
timeline. Taffer still
Can't be.
yells. It just echoes now. He didn't adapt. He doubled down. And in a media economy built on relevance, doubling down on irrelevance isn't a comeback, it's a slow fade. John Taffer didn't rise because he was pure fiction. Some of his advice worked, some bars improved, some owners needed a wake-up call. For a moment, he embodied a fantasy people wanted to believe in, that failure has a clear villain, and authority, loud, confident, unapologetic, can fix anything. But that fantasy had an expiration date. As culture shifted, yelling stopped reading as leadership and started sounding like leftover noise from a different decade. Once people questioned this,
And you know, I feel like that is that's just how shit works. Like at a certain point, the same method that's always been working is gonna switch. So I can't even blame that nigga for that. Like he ran that shit into the ground, which is what a lot of niggas on TV do. They run their idea into the ground.
systems behind Bar Rescue, the staging, the ethics, the long-term impact, the illusion collapsed. What remained wasn't a misunderstood expert, but a persona that couldn't evolve. John Taffer wasn't canceled. He was outgrown.
Yeah.
But like, in the comments, even if you made it this far, I don't know. We 17 minutes in? Damn, it's a long ass video. I might just end up in here because he's saying a lot of the same stuff. But a lot of concepts, I don't know if you can name me one person that had an idea, work in the years, and that shit just didn't end up failing over like 7 years. Like, it's gonna be successful in that first 7, but after 7, the industry probably changed, the people probably changed, the food changed. Like, I can't really blame John Taffer for continuing to do the same thing as he faded out, he aged out. He was like, I think he started when he was like 60, 50. And like I said, you know old folks, but old folks don't change their mind, their ways. You know what I'm saying? Especially at 60, 50. If he getting ranking in the hundreds of thousands on Bar Rescue, yelling at niggas, shit, I'm not changing neither until that motherfucker give out on me. And it gave out. All in all, Bar Rescue, it was a pretty good show. Now that I know some of it was fake, I'm probably not gonna revisit it as much because I used to watch like Bar Rescue moments on like YouTube and shit, like hours to go to sleep. I might, because some of the stuff still look real, and some of the stuff is like really, really capturing. Because the acting, if I don't know, the shit that I seen, I didn't think it was fake. It was some shit that I was like, okay, it could be fake, but the shit that I seen, I was like, this look real. So yeah, I'm gonna just leave y'all niggas with that. Apparently, Bar Rescue is a scam. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Like, comment, subscribe. See y'all niggas in the next one.